Welcome back everyone. This camera looks so good. We're going to be talking about iOS 15, the beta one, and looking at on the iPhone 10R, I guess. Now this update was a pretty massive update. It was massive in the size. It wasn't really crazy in terms of, I'll be honest, really anything else. Nothing really surprised me. We have 5.55 gigs, which I think is good luck. And that's a pretty big size update. I think it's bigger than iOS 14, even though it brought less stuff at the end of the day. Now, one of the biggest things and one of the biggest changes within this update was probably within FaceTime. We now have spatial audio, we have grid mode, we have the ability to send links to people outside of iOS for FaceTime calls, things like Androids and Windows machines. We can now technically FaceTime with those. We can now use portrait mode within FaceTime, and we can now share our screen within FaceTime calls as well. So I'm going to make a separate video talking about those things, but that is without a doubt one of the biggest things for sure. We also now have this cool little feature within camera, which is live text. Now, unfortunately, I tried it. It's not working for me. I don't know if it's out for everyone, but essentially it's going to allow you to transcribe things within your Photos app to an actual, note thing that you can go ahead and copy. And essentially it's kind of like scanning, but for actual other things. So I think that's a really cool thing as well. And I'll make separate videos talking about that. We also have focus mode, which is another really cool thing. So if you scroll down to control center, you click on do not disturb, you can now kind of get into this other little option, which allows you to go ahead and I guess focus on other things. Now I'm like, whatever, like this is cool and everything. So if you're somebody who uses like do not disturb and things like that, you're essentially going to be getting kind of a cooler thing within this specific panel, which I'm actually super happy about. iMessages has gotten a little bit of an update as well, which I'll also talk about in another video. There's so many things I need to hit on in other videos because I don't want these videos being like 30 minutes long. Now, Safari got a ton of updates, probably the biggest change right next to FaceTime. And essentially, as you can see, it looks a little bit different. We no longer have the tab up top. We now have everything on the bottom. So now if you wanted to, you can go and click these three dots and essentially get into more details. And it almost looks like the same thing, but if you click cancel, it goes back. Now you might be wondering, how do you go ahead and change your tabs? Well, you swipe up and you can essentially see all your tabs right here. If I go and click here, I can get into this panel, but you can actually go ahead and essentially swipe through, not like that, but if you get to your tab bar, you can swipe through between your tabs within Safari like this. Now, I think it's definitely going to take me a while to get used to, but I actually like this. Before you actually had to like click on a tab, then go back. This makes it much more seamless. Like if you wanted to copy between two things, you can just go like this within Safari instead of like any other way, you know what I mean? So I actually really do prefer this. Now, another crazy big thing is that drag and drop is now supported within iOS, specifically for, Safari and other things like that. So if I go ahead and, copy this image, I guess I can't, let's say I copy this text, or I wanted to copy this, whatever the case is, right? I can go ahead and drag it like this and drag it by holding it down and drag it, as you can see, like this. And I guess if I wanted to take it to a different tab, I could try, but it doesn't work. But you can drop it right here and you can Google it, whatever. So that's a really cool thing too. And iPads have had that for a while. And now you can actually go ahead and use Safari extensions within iOS as well. So another huge W there. I'm really, really happy to see that. In our notification panel, we have some new looking, notifications. And we have this noodle thing up here too, which is really cool. So ultimately, should you install iOS 14 on your iPhone 10 or iOS 15 beta on your iPhone 10R? 100% no. This beta is not worth installing just yet. There are a lot of cool features. I'm really happy to see them, but this is not a beta you want to install on your iPhone. This is something that you want to keep on, just kind of like look at videos and stuff like mine and stuff or anybody else's, but do not install them on your main device. You are going to run into so many problems. It's not even funny. You're going to wake up and your phone's not going to work. It's going to overheat. There's going to be lots of problems. You are much better off just, using iOS 14 as it is and essentially moving on from there. If you get a phone like an iPhone 10R, which isn't even that old, you are still prone to problems on a first beta. An iPhone 12 Pro Max is prone to problems. And the last thing I want you to do is essentially, brick your device. That is the last thing I want you to do. So stick on iOS 14, stick on iOS 13. I'd probably recommend sticking on iOS 14 for now. Do not install the iOS 15 beta on your iPhone 10R unless you want to risk the, risk of actually breaking your phone. So take it as you will, but that's essentially it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section as well. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.